In just under 4 years, she's built a multi-million-dollar producing real estate business.
Self-employed people, we eat what we hunt. We wake up every day unemployed.
And you are beast mode.
If I was willing to work 90 hours a week for a business that was not mine, why wouldn't I do it for me? I'm not one to just settle for something. I want to grow more and more and more.
Something that agents have to understand. This industry truly is a emotional roller coaster, but your job as a leader is to lead through. What are the things I need to be doing as a brand new agent?
I think.
Welcome to the Elite Way podcast, where we interview entrepreneurs, business owners, and market leaders operating their businesses the elite way. I'm so excited about today's episode. We have a powerhouse in the real estate industry. She's known as one of the top 1% real estate agents in the DFW marketplace. She's being featured this month in the Real Producers magazine as one of the rising stars. In just under 4 years, she's built a multi-million-dollar producing real estate business. You are going to want to watch until the very end because it's where she shares her most deepest secrets of how she's built this powerhouse real estate business. Agents look up to her. She's influential, and I'm so excited to introduce to this audience the one, the only, Dulce Garcia.
Thank you so much for having me.
In the house.
I'm excited to be here.
I am so excited you're here. It was pulling teeth to get you here because you're so busy. Plus, you have a lot going on with your family business, your real estate business, your household. You do a lot.
Yeah, I do a lot. But I think everything is manageable with my calendar.
I absolutely love that.
Yeah.
Look at this. That's rare to hear.
Yeah.
An agent operating with the calendar. That's already impressive.
You can't operate without a calendar. Well, in my perspective, when you have a family, you need a calendar.
Yeah.
You need a calendar to remember everything, because on top of business, there's school, there's appointments, extracurricular activities, family events that I also want to be part of. So you definitely have to keep everything organized.
I love that. Okay, look at this. Let's get right into the meat here of what real estate agents want to hear, okay? What do agents need in order to be successful in 2025 in this industry? It's a grind, right? I mean, it's like pulling hair. I always say I'm balding, not because I'm aging, but because I'm a real estate agent, and a broker now. But
you can't see it, but same here. My hair is falling out. I have really bad breakouts when I'm extremely busy.
Yeah.
And I think it's very hard to avoid it. I mean, even having a skincare routine, it's it's
funny.
inevitable. There's just different ways that people show stress.
Yeah.
And like yours is balding, mine's
Wow.
But it's like that. It's not an easy business, and I think a lot of people get into this business thinking that it's easy, and I say a lot of people, me, because I thought it was gonna be like that when I started, but no, it's definitely not easy. But of course, the secret is always consistency and discipline more than anything.
That. Okay, so very basics here, okay? Okay, what would you say are the things an agent needs? Because so many agents are licensed thinking this is going to be easy. Everybody's doing it. I see on social media, all my friends are making it and so on. The reality is that most agents on social media are not or haven't made it. They're trying to make it, but it looks like everybody makes it and so on. Now, I know your numbers. I see your business. And you are absolutely building an incredible business. You are so consistent and making a lot of money, which is amazing. You know what I'm saying? But okay, what do real estate agents need to understand what it takes to actually build a successful business as a real estate agent?
Being in the right team. And when I mean being in the right brokerage, someone that is with a team that is willing to share information, learning the contract, learning how to negotiate the ins and outs of the business, and marketing. I mean, like you mentioned, maybe other agents make six figures in the first year. That was not my case. I didn't do that the first or the second year. Actually, the first year I didn't close anything.
No,
I didn't
no
close
way.
anything the first year.
Really? Okay,
Yeah,
your first year, zero
nothing.
closings.
But that's
My,
that's how important it is to be in the right brokerage.
wow. Okay.
And unfortunately, in real estate, there's a lot of recruiting when it comes to starting in real
Oh yeah,
estate.
everybody
And
wants
I
you.
think we all fall into that, especially, you get promised all these things that you don't get.
That's so funny.
And I mean, I think you live and you learn. My first year, like I said, nothing. My second year, my first listing was my parents. My
I love it.
my first closing was my sister.
Come on.
Yeah, and that's literally that was those were my first deals. They were the only ones that trusted me.
Wow.
So I'll forever be grateful for my mom and my sister. And what's it called? Had no idea about marketing in the company that we were in. We were not allowed to advertise any of their listings like from other agents. It was just very gatekeeping everything.
Really?
They didn't I won't say anything, but it was just we weren't taught what we needed to learn to be
Yeah.
successful in this business. Thankfully, I was a server at the time, so that kept me up with money. Because when it comes to joining
That
real
is
estate, you need
mind blowing.
to pay money to be in real
Yeah,
estate.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
And honestly, I lost money the first year. I lost money the second year after all the splits that I had. So it was not beneficial. But again, consistency and discipline and just uh, staying and grinding it out, because when I was in there, I was in a seller's market. Nobody was going to want to work with me. I didn't have experience. I didn't even know how to market myself. I mean, who would want to
Wow.
work with me, right? But I think another thing is being confident in yourself. And another thing that helped me was I was just recently postpartum. So I tried to jump into the business without even healing my own self. And I
Wow.
think at first, you need to heal yourself
Yeah.
and then you can start working. And after I started healing myself, I was telling my husband, I was like, I started noticing, I started posting myself more. And like you say, a lot of people are trying to make it out there, or trying their best. And it reminded me, yesterday me and my husband were talking, and I was going back to my pictures, and I have a picture of me with a sold sign. And I was like 2 months in the business, and I was like, let's get your home sold. And I had not sold
That's
shit. I had
amazing.
not sold anything. So I ran an ad like that. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of like how I started. But I had to move brokerages to even make a change.
Okay, so you were a server
I was a server, yes.
when you started as a real estate agent.
Yes, I
Okay.
was.
So what was that like? Because I feel that so many agents really don't understand how hard it is to actually to make it in the industry. 87% of agents cannot make this a full-time career. And so many times people wanted the easy way, They want everything handed to them, and or business automatically should fall on their lap and so on. But the reality is that building a real estate business takes so much hard work. It takes so much mental energy, so much emotional intelligence, because you want to quit every day almost, right? Okay, so you were serving. Okay, were you serving full time and also doing real estate?
I was working full time, yes, and I was also doing real estate. I actually served for like 5 to 6 years before I did real estate, and I was successful at it. I made really good money. I was the best in the
I
restaurant,
love that.
and
I
I
love it.
I was I always had the mentality of go make your money and go home.
Yeah.
It was not really about friendships. So I think that, helped a lot, because I had no mercy when it came to taking
Yeah.
tables. I would take 6 to 8 tables. But the what really shaped me was my boss. I had a boss that his name was Luis Bencomo, and he taught me a lot about business aside from everything. So he taught me like the back work. So he always motivated me, and he told me like, hey, like I see a lot of potential in you. Like you have a huge potential. And at the time, I didn't want to believe it. But have you ever heard of the saying that if you listen to older people, you'll reach that age?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I believe in that because they already went through issues in the
Yep.
past, and
Through life. Yeah.
and they basically want you to not have to go through that. So I listened to a lot of his advice, and when I found out I was pregnant, that's what pushed me to real estate because I was like, I don't want to work till 11 p.m. at night on like all weekend
Yeah.
and miss every pickup, every drop off, and not be a present parent. Because just how I was making good money, but I didn't have a life.
So
I
true.
didn't
Yeah,
have a
yeah,
life.
yeah,
I
yeah.
was just like going to sleep. I had a couple of days off, but I mean, it was just, dedicating that time to the house to clean and organize. So it was not a life that I wanted to have forever or have if I had kids.
For sure. For sure. On that subject, because so many agents, or in this industry, we hear a lot, hey guys, write down your why.
Yeah.
Know your why. And so many agents think, oh my gosh, this guy's trying to be motivational. But the truth is that there's power in knowing your why you're doing this. I mean, I just heard you say, I was pregnant and that became my why. I'm like, I have to move forward. I gotta figure this out. And it's amazing to think that while being an agent, while being pregnant, while working full time as a server, I mean, nothing stopped you. Where do you feel that mindset came from?
I think it all started at 29 weeks when I realized I had money saved, and I was like, I'm gonna have time off and I'm gonna be able to dedicate to this, and I need to do something now or I'm never gonna do it. I'm never gonna do it because I'm gonna get busier with a child.
Yeah.
And it just kind of pushed me. It pushed me to do something, and it pushed my husband because when it ended up being just a one income household, it really put us into a stretch because my income was half of the income. So, I mean, and at that time, my husband was working for a company. So
Yeah.
he didn't have his own. And he started building sheds on the side. So I remember I was pregnant and we walked around and we had no idea about Canva, about anything. We just did like a Word. We grabbed like a shed, just took a picture of the shed
Yeah.
of our back of the house.
Like a Word document.
Yeah, and we printed them out and we just passed them to the neighbors, and that's how we started both.
Come on. Absolutely.
So
Look at this. I am so inspired by the fact that, because so many agents, they get stuck in they get stuck in the mindset of, what do I do? How do I do this? But like your mindset was like, I'm going to figure this out. Whatever it takes, whether it's a Word doc. I have no idea Canva even exists, but I do know Word, and probably made a ugly flyer, whatever it looked like. But you went out there and from your initiative, you made it happen.
I even opened his LLC myself. How I did it, I don't know.
That
but
is
I
wild,
opened the
Dulce.
LLC, and my boss at the time, he told me, okay, now you got to go to the bank, open a business account. You got to do this, you got to do that. So thanks to him, I was able to take some steps. But that's how we started. I had to figure it out and open the LLC ourselves.
I love
Yeah.
it. One of the things that you mentioned as well was your boss at the restaurant really inspired you, spoken to you. It's so important to be surrounded by people that speak life into your life, And so one of the things I say a lot is that it's so important the environments you put yourself into, like the atmospheres, the environments, because such the environment, such the atmosphere, such is the outcome that is produced. And so it's amazing you had someone in your life when in your mind you probably thought, oh, I'm only a server, but someone else saw this greatness inside of you. No, there's so much more in you. You were made for more. You were born for more, and it's just really inspiring seeing that you were able to have someone that just speaks life into you. And one of the cool things that I see you do is you encourage agents all the time in the Facebook groups we have and so on. You're active, answering questions and like so much more. It's almost as if you understand someone's spoken to you and now you want to do the exact same for others. I mean, honestly, hearing you, you are a natural born leader, Dulce. And so I want to celebrate that because I'm inspired by your grit of just like, look at this. I don't know, but I'm going to figure it out. It's like, I have no idea what I'm going to do, but the last thing I'm going to do is starve.
Yeah.
You know?
Have you heard of the saying that self-employed people, basically we eat what we hunt? We wake up every day unemployed and we gotta go catch whatever
Man, you
we
are
want.
beast.
And I told my husband, I'm not going hungry. I'm
Come
not
on.
going hungry. So
Let's go.
my husband was a little bit more like laid back. He was not like into how pushy I am. He thinks I have ADHD or something. He says I have either ADHD and anxiety because I don't sit still. But I think our parents brought us here for a reason, and they brought us here and they gave us what they could, and now our job is to prove to them that we can be successful.
Come on.
And I think that is my drive. I've always been a go-getter. I don't like lazy. I feel like if I'm up, I gotta go do something. I'm not gonna be
We
laying
see
in
you
the sofa.
on Instagram doing your workouts every morning. You know, you're in there just like jamming out. You know, doing your workouts.
Yeah.
Okay, so on that note, Instagram, you're very active on social media.
Yes.
And so how would you encourage real estate agents when it comes to like the marketing aspect? Because so many agents are still so afraid. They have no idea what to do, what to say, what to post. Like, how was it that you found your rhythm in it?
I just started posting myself. I think I was just scared to be myself, but what gets you clients is being you. And I'm that agent that one moment is going to play country music and another moment is going to be playing corridos. And I don't care. I'm from Mexico. I have a thick accent. That's just how I am. And
Come on.
I'm not for everyone, and it's okay. Like, I love the clients I have. I think, I thank God for everything because He has gave me amazing clients that I'm like, they become friends. So I'm not for everyone, and it's okay. But I consider myself someone that truly cares for their clients and wants the best for them. So slowly, I've been finding my own people, and
Wow.
I'm not a cold caller. I'm not what's it called? The other ones?
Cold calling,
There's another one.
FISBO calling.
Yeah,
No,
I'm not.
expires.
None of that.
Cancels.
None of that. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I stutter. I get nervous and I stutter. I can do open houses and everything, but I'm more of a like whatever comes to me, which is not good. But thankfully, I have started to build my name out there, and business starts coming to me. It used to not be the case, but to build your brand, it takes time. And
So true.
I think at the end of the day, what speaks the loudest is referrals and people's experience with
Yeah.
you, because that's truly what keeps a business going in the future. So I've done open houses, and I think for open houses it took forever to close the deal. My first deal was a house in Coppell, and that one was almost $1 million. So that was like, I was in shock. But that's
From an open
consistency.
house.
Yeah, but that was
Wow.
consistency
Yeah.
because I don't know how many open houses I've done.
Yeah.
And that one finally hit. And I was not afraid to share to other agents, like, hey, this is what happened and how I got this lead, because I feel like I'm not there's just business for everybody.
So true.
And I
So
always
true.
tell people, in a transaction, there's two people. There's not just one. So either way, like, you might work with that other agent later in the future. So
Yeah, that's true.
I think it's okay to share and help others.
You know, that is your superpower.
Mhm.
I mean, what you said. I am just being me,
Mhm.
and I have my audience, and
Mhm.
I have my people. And so I think what so many agents, they get lost in that they feel they have to be liked by everybody, or like, everybody has to use them and so on. But there truly is a superpower in just being you, in just finding your voice. One
Yeah.
of my favorite things that that Jesus said, okay, is he said, "My sheep hear my voice and they follow me." And so one of the reasons why I absolutely love that phrase, okay? So he says, "My sheep hear my voice and they follow me." It's because, can you imagine a man who walked around everywhere doing miracles, raising people from the dead? I mean, doing gnarly stuff. And yet everybody wouldn't follow him.
Mhm.
And so he knew his superpower was, look at this, I can't become what you want me to in order to follow me.
Mhm.
I'm just here for my mission, my message. I'm gonna do me, he said.
Mhm.
And if I'm able to do me, I will attract the people that are called to follow me. And so he said, those who are called to follow me will hear my voice. It's exactly what you said. You said, hey, I started to be me. And then once I was being me, I found my tribe.
Yes, and another thing is, it was very hard to start sharing or posting when I didn't even know what I was doing. So,
Yeah.
that was another thing. I was scared to say something that was wrong.
Okay, let's talk about that. Okay, because so many agents, they get
Mhm.
stuck there. It's like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, what if I say something wrong? What do I say? Okay, so how would you encourage agents on a very, very practical level? Speaking to an agent that is stuck there, like, I don't know what to say, what to post, and so on. How was it that you found your voice, that you found what to post, that you found you?
I started learning from my own mistakes. I made mistakes in contracts, and I learned to correct them, and I learned more of the contract, and I learned more about real estate, and that's what motivated me. But I mean, nowadays there's AI. Like, you can literally ask them a question and they'll give you like 10 topics of what you can talk about.
That's
So
true.
I don't really know if that existed back then, but now it's like crazy. So there's ways to do content and like, get people out there, like, even just letting them know how to get their house ready, or things to avoid as a new buyer, or things to keep in mind. There's just a lot of things that you can talk about. But of course, at first you got to get comfortable and, like, okay, I need to start posting. But like you had mentioned before, it just all depends on who you're surrounded with. Like, if you're with if with two good apples, you're gonna be the third good apple. If you're with some that are wrong, you're gonna go downhill.
Yeah.
And it's like anything, that's how you learn.
Okay, so when it comes to social media, okay, what's your kind of like overall posting uh posting strategy? Like, is it reels? Is it stories? Is it Facebook? Is it Instagram? Is it
So
TikTok?
I
Is
have
it
both.
YouTube? What?
I have both. Well, I have Facebook, I have Instagram, and I have TikTok, and I have my professional, which would be my business account, linked to my business. what's it called, business Facebook,
Okay, gotcha.
and my personal to my personal account. Now, I tend to not post too much on my personal account, but I post more on my professional. Of course, if there's something like very private that I would like to keep personal, then I'll post it. But I don't really have that. But with my business, I have it linked. So as soon as I post something in my professional account, it also
Yes.
links to my audience in Facebook. I like keeping both audience engaged, but I like also posting about myself, about my everyday life, but also about real estate and everything, and also keeping it positive. I'm not like one to like, go off or something. I'm very, try to be cheerful,
Yeah.
happy. If there is things that I advise people, of course, I post it, but I try to be me, and how there is some things that might not go right, and just talk about it. But I try to keep everyone engaged in that aspect. And of course, I throw in personal stuff in there. If I'm in vacation, I post what I'm doing and stuff. So now I did have to change a little bit in the way what's it called, I conduct business, and the aspect of how I dress, because back then I was more of like uh, spaghetti straps or whatever. And when you're in business, you get a lot of creeps. So, and as
Wow.
a woman, you need to be careful.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, it's
me
good.
personally, I try to dress over here. I wasn't like that, but I had to do it for the business side, because the phone calls, the text messages that you can get, the comments, it
Wow.
was just something I was trying to avoid, and I learned that from the start. So I changed that, and that's why I post my workout videos in my personal account, because only a certain amount of people are in it, and that's my private account,
Okay,
because I want to be me too in that aspect.
for sure. So then, which account am I following? Both of them or
Both.
what? Oh, yeah, okay, both of them. Because I always see you, and I don't think I've realized which one I'm like seeing and so on. But yeah, because I see everything you do. You
Yeah.
know, like your sales, your appointments, your workouts. Like it's all
Yeah.
out there.
I mean, my personal account, I mean, it's just that when I'm working out, I'm wearing shorts, but other people can interpret it different,
For
and
sure.
there's definitely
Yeah,
a good amount of.
there's wisdom in that.
Mhm.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Okay, so where does most of your business come from?
Social media and referrals.
Really? Okay. And then from Instagram or Facebook?
Both. Yeah,
Really?
it's a good mix. Now I also do ads, so I've gone business through
I,
ads and
I
open
see that.
houses.
Okay, so your ads, what do they look like?
Um, Mostly just sharing properties.
Okay.
Actually, some of them they're not even mine. I just asked them if I can share it because I'm slow and I have no listings, and I was boost an ad, and
Yeah.
that's how I would generate business. And
Wow.
I always said, if I can close one deal out of this ad will pay itself. Or if I can
Oh,
close one
easily.
deal a year, the ads will pay themselves. I even tried Google ads
Yeah.
for a good while. I hired a company, and for the money that I paid, I didn't generate not one single lead. But whenever I did my own ads, I was able to generate
That's
leads.
wild. Okay, so how was it that you learned how to do ads?
Trial and error.
Really?
Trial
Look,
and error.
agents, look at this. Oh my gosh. No excuses. Look,
Mhm.
Dulce is here telling us.
It's because it takes money to make money sometimes.
Dulce is here telling us, look at this. If you don't know, figure it out.
Yep, figure it out.
Figure out how to run the ads, figure out how to maximize your open houses, how to do social media, how to edit videos. Okay, when it comes to editing your videos like on social, so like what did you
I'm the marketing expert too here.
I love
If
it.
you see me sitting down, quiet, chuku chuku chuku, I'm
Yeah.
in my marketing mode.
Wow. Okay, so what do you use for like apps and so on?
What do you mean?
You know, for like
Hey,
editing
Al.
videos,
Oh, editing videos. I do it myself. I go slowly.
But like
I
on which apps?
on Instagram.
Oh,
On
really?
Instagram. I do TikTok, but I don't know. I'm not TikTok. I'm not a huge like posting. I have good followers, or I have like 7,000, but I feel like it's very. I don't know. I like Instagram better. It's more
More
personal.
personal? Yeah.
Like more like people in your area and stuff. But I edited I edit them there, but I replay and replay music until I find a song that I feel like, okay, this is the one for this post.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's very annoying. My husband's like, can you stop the music already? But it's like, at the end of the day, if you don't market yourself, who's gonna market you?
For sure. It's your business.
It's your business.
You like want it to really hit, to really stand out, to really impact, right?
I told my husband, if I was willing to work 90 hours a week for a business that was not mine, why wouldn't I do it for me?
My
So
goodness.
it just doesn't make sense. Like the sky is the limit when it comes to your business. And my husband is very big on like, hey, like you need to calm down. Like you're gonna be doing good. Like you don't put like this high goal for yourself. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna put that goal on me because that puts more pressure on me. And I'm not one to just settle for something. I want to grow more and more and more. And I'm gonna keep doing that.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
Fabian, you hear that? My goodness. We have an audience here, that's why. Okay, Dulce. Okay, so how many like stories do you post, reels, or is it just kind of like sporadic? Or is there like a weekly goal you have? Okay, this week I'm gonna post 3 reels and I'm gonna do this many stories, or
I definitely try to post like at least 3 stories a day.
okay.
Just kind of like, okay, morning, middle, and afternoon.
Yeah.
Some days I post more, but I try to do that. Every closing, of course, I share. I tend to not go more than a week without posting anything, unless it's something big that I have something like great that coming up that I want to kind of like boom pop in.
Yeah.
But I try to always have something like to post. Whether it's even just a picture of myself talking about, giving advice, I try to do that. Now, I tend to get a lot of engagement in my story, so I do a lot of stories.
Gotcha.
And and it's a lot of people that started, engaging with time ended up being my clients.
Wow, that's cool.
So,
yeah, they say that stories get 70% more engagement.
Yeah.
Than actual posts. So
yeah.
True.
And another thing that I do is I post on my business account and it links to my account on Facebook, and then I go to my personal account and I share it to my page. So it's like if there's certain audience that is not seeing my post, they're gonna see it.
Yeah.
And I saw a TikTok that said something about this girl that bought a basket, right? And that she was gonna record herself to show like what she was gonna get her clients and stuff. And the girl asked her, "Do you think isn't that cringy?" And she's like, "Well, yeah, it's cringy, but it's I have to do it." And then I thought about it, and I'm like, "There's a lot of things I post that I feel like are cringy."
That's funny.
Like I don't like replaying them. I don't like my husband replaying them in the background, but I'm like, I read a comment that says, I'm in sales. Like I gotta post things that might seem cringy.
Yeah.
And I asked my family, do you think my posts are cringy?
That's funny. Yeah.
And they're like, no, not at all. And I'm like, okay, because I feel like I'm cringy, but you gotta step out of your zone.
I love that. Yes.
And sometimes it might seem cringy, but maybe it's just for you. For other people, it's not. It's just you being you.
Yeah. Sometimes we just have to hit a post and then just walk away.
Yeah. Walk
like,
away because then if not, you'll keep deleting and deleting and deleting.
100. I always say this. Real estate agents probably have 100 videos in their phones. They are just afraid to post.
Mm-hmm.
Afraid to post. Okay. How was it that you overcame the fear? I'm like, you know what? Fear's not going to keep me down. Fear's not going to hold me back.
I was broke. I was broke, and we had built our house and we had money saved, but all the money went into building, and there was no waiting around. It was you either get money or, you're going to be stuck in debt because we had gone over budget in our house.
That's funny.
And I was like, okay, I got to sell. And crazy enough, I closed 2 deals in the 900s in that time frame. So I was like, oh, wow, like this saved us. That literally saved us.
Yeah.
And that kept me going. I was like, because I used to have this. I think another thing is that my husband got me into trusting God. and I was very like, I didn't believe enough. Like I was always scared of tomorrow
Wow.
or the future,
Yeah.
and my faith grew a lot. And I ordered a book on Amazon that is called 100 Days of Believing Bigger, and I started journaling every
Wow.
single day, and I started putting like I'm gonna reach 100K in the year, and I put it's not about the sales, it's about reaching a personal goal, because it's not even about the money for me, it's about a personal goal for me. So I just kept writing and writing and
Yeah.
writing, and then June came around and I had already hit it, and I was like, dang, I was like,
Wow.
what's my goal? So this year I was like, I had another book, but this certain book had quotes every single day that it was crazy because they felt so personal. They felt like they hit, especially me that I have like I feel like I have ADHD or something,
That's funny.
or anxiety. And when you're in real estate, anxiety can really kick in when you're
Oh yeah.
negotiating,
Absolutely.
especially when everything is wrong with the house,
Yeah.
and you're just like trying to keep the calm and find a solution, because at the end of the day, you have to find a solution for everything.
Yeah.
You're the person that they come to and they're like, okay, what's next? And you gotta maintain your chill
Yep.
and just be like, the bigger person, and be like, okay, this is what we're doing, blah blah blah. What's a big deal? What's not a big deal? So
Yeah.
it was that I cried.
You
I
know,
cried so many times.
it's wild because I would say probably about 70%, if not more, oftentimes, but 70% of what we do as agents, it's just managing people's emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Because of what you said, some deals go sour, some deals are a lot more complicated. Like so much comes into play every single time, and then ultimately you're being hired because people are trusting you to lead them.
Mm-hmm.
People are hiring you because you are the expert, you are the professional, and so on. And it's something that agents have to understand, that this industry truly is a emotional roller coaster
Mm-hmm.
in so many ways, but your job as a leader is to lead through
Mm-hmm.
your emotions and help families and people lead through theirs as well, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. Okay. You've built an amazing business. You're helping so many families. Okay. From your perspective, okay, why is it that most agents truly struggle when it comes to building a business as an agent?
You gotta be consistent. It's consistency and discipline. Same with working out. We'll get to the results. Consistency and discipline. It's all about, knowing that, okay, I gotta get up and do this today. Or I gotta go to this appointment, or I gotta post this today, or staying up late at night, finding ways to market yourself. Like that
Yeah.
day I did the giveaway for the grill.
Yeah, I saw
I
that. Yeah.
posted it at midnight. You guys were probably like, what is she doing up? I'm like, my mind is like
That's funny.
running like crazy. And I mean, just sitting there is not gonna make you money. And I want to feel like how I felt back then. So
Yeah.
same with working out. I don't want to feel like how I felt when I first started. So I don't want to quit, because like they say, it costs so much to get to where I'm at, to go back to how I started and just stop completely.
Absolutely. Okay, so look at this. You're a wife, you're a mother,
Mhm.
you're a business owner. How do you manage everything and still are just crazy successful? How
I
do you do it all? Because
my
I see you.
calendar, and I have a tremendous good memory. Like I have a crazy memory. I will not forget anything. Like that message you didn't answer me last time.
You are right. Actually, I knew she was gonna bring that up.
So that's how good of a memory I have. So no, but yes, that keeps me in check. And at the end of the day, I'm the responsible when it comes to like paperwork or anything at the home. And I've always been like that since I was little. So I think like me, like my role is to lead in that aspect. My
Yeah.
husband does all the back end work, but I'm the one like, okay, we got to do this, we got to do that, and keep everything organized. And I get on to him because he doesn't have a calendar, but that's why I'm here.
That's funny. Okay, so look at this. Okay, you've helped out so many families.
Yeah.
Okay, is there a story that like makes you emotional, makes you cry like, oh my gosh, I'm so thankful I was the agent. You know, they weren't able to like do this, and then this happened. Like, what's a story, or it could be a horror story, I guess. You know, because we have a lot of those too. You know, kind of like, I couldn't wait to be done with that transaction. You know.
Well, I would like to say that every story is special because I've had stories where, you know, they're expecting or they have been in a small place and now they finally have a big place, or they've told them no and now
Yeah.
they finally can do it, or there's just so many. And I think every moment is emotional and it's very like worth celebrating. So I wouldn't say one specific because I have too many. I have too many and that hold my heart, and now I'm like frequently checking up on them.
That's cool. I love
And
that.
yeah.
Okay, so then let me ask you this way then. Okay,
Mhm.
what's your favorite part about being an agent?
It's getting to know them, getting to know the client, getting to know their why, like you said, what motivated them to get a place or to get a bigger place or to downsize. Because and closing day. I know they always say that closing day no, but I love closing day because it's like they finally like reach their milestone. They're excited. I'm able to show up with their grill and they're like, yeah, like super excited. And you know, it's just like a moment that is like so unique
Yeah,
because you
no, for sure.
realize like
Yep.
how important your job is. And to me, closing day is my favorite.
You know, I always have this uh this perspective of being an agent is that when someone hires you, okay, they are inviting you to be a part of one of the most intimate
Mm-hmm.
things of their entire life, which is their home. Like their home is where they're safe, raise their families, you know, their marriages. It's the place people people rest in, people dream from. Like it's a very important place. And the fact that someone reaches out and says, hey, I want you a part of my dream, that's a big deal.
It is, and I don't take it for granted. I tell them, like, I thank them for even considering me because you know how many agents there is? I'm sure they follow
Thousands.
many.
Yeah.
And for them to reach out to me means a lot. That means they feel like there's a connection between us, that,
Yeah.
that they feel understood, they feel listened. Because I like listening to people. I like listening, I like observing. I like you said, knowing their why and just, you know, having a moment to conversate with them and like not just go out, okay, let's go. No.
For sure.
Like what's going on? Tell me your situation, what's your timeline, everything. And I think that's very important.
Okay, so I am a brand new agent.
Mm-hmm.
You're my coach. Okay, brand new. And I'm like, oh, what do I do? Like, you know, there's so much. Like, I don't even know where to start. What are the things I need to be doing as a brand new agent?
Okay, first of all, order your business cards. Get your email separate from the brokerage because in case anything happens, you got your own email.
People move.
Been there, done
I
that. Already
encourage
learned my
people with that.
lesson.
You know, people ask, hey, do you offer emails? I'm all like, no, because one day you are going to leave. You know, I mean, it's just what it is. I tell people, you know, and then.
And that's so honest of you to say because a lot of people won't tell you that. They'll force you to get their email.
I'm like, I encourage agents. Look at this. You don't want one of our emails because you want an email that you own.
Mm-hmm.
And one day you'll leave, and guess what? You leave with your email, with your contacts. with everything.
Yeah, I've been there, and they shut it off as soon as I left.
shut
and
it off.
Thankfully, I didn't have any business either way. So
You're like, I left, and they kept nothing because I had
Yeah.
nothing.
Not that keep it either way, all spam.
Okay,
But
business cards, your email. Okay, on a practical thing, how do I start from scratch? Like, getting people to know, like, and trust me. What do I do? Open houses, social media,
that's what I
bar
was gonna
seminars.
tell
Like, what?
you. I'm gonna drag you to an open house and I'm gonna make you learn how to stick those signs in there in the hot, humid weather of Texas. And
Okay, so open houses.
if you're a girl, you're gonna get honked at. Sorry. It's very annoying and you gotta deal with it and just suck it up. And you're gonna, go there and get your snacks ready, put your little business card there, get your flyers, connect with the lender that is gonna answer your phone calls.
Yeah.
Even on weekends. We'll close the deals, we'll get things done. So that's very important. And start posting yourself. Get that professional photo, do professional videography, get your name out there because and of course, getting together with other people that are experienced because you know how many questions you're gonna have at the start. You gotta have someone that will answer you. And not everyone's going to answer you. They're gonna be annoyed. They're gonna be like, they're busy, and it's understandable. I mean, I am now that person that has the phone with like is it says 150 of messages that I haven't opened
Oh my
because I got like so
Yeah,
it's
for
hard
sure.
and sometimes it's hard and that's why I don't hold the grudge against you for not
I'm free.
responding.
I'm forgiven.
I don't hold a grudge, but because you're busy and there's so many agents and stuff. But and what else?
Okay, so open houses.
Oh, ads,
Social media. Oh, and run ads.
ads.
Okay, run ads on Facebook
And Instagram.
and Instagram. Okay, ads. It's wild because ads have truly made a comeback.
Yeah.
And ads work.
Mhm.
Ads get you business.
People say that ads don't work, but it's because they only did an ad and it didn't work for them.
Woo!
Or they're not willing to go through all those leads that are not serious, because there's a lot. There's a lot of leads that you have to go through to find the ones that are actually like worth following up with. So there's a lot of back end work.
Now, the ads, are they in English or in Spanish or both?
English.
Okay.
But I have in my profile that I speak Spanish.
Okay.
So that way they can contact me. Sometimes they'll text me and they'll be like, "Hablas español?" And I know, sí, yo hablo español.
You're like, hablo español, I speak French, Italian. Name your language, be my client.
I know, but I help them and I'm like, okay, let's set up an appointment because securing the appointment is so important. Securing an appointment or a phone call, so important.
Okay. Do you meet with every single one of your clients or are you the agent that sends them off to a lender first?
No, I meet them.
I love that.
I meet them, or if they don't want to meet, a phone call at least to see where they're at. But I'm not one to really send them to the lender.
Great.
Unless I know, okay, they look like they're ready, their finances are in order. Because a lot of times, it's not even about sending them to the lender first. It's sending them to a credit repair specialist. Or sometimes it's, if they have properties that they need to sell, is contacting the title company beforehand to see what's going on with that certain property.
Man,
and
then, you're on top of it.
Yeah, there's a lot of planning that comes before like working with the client. So a lot of times they'll tell me like, hey, like I got like this whole deal going on and I would like to meet you in person. But another thing I do is I meet them at their closest Starbucks. So if they're in Dallas, I'm driving to Dallas. If they're in Fort Worth, I'm coming to Fort Worth. If they're in, Denton, I'm meeting them in Denton.
Yes.
I live pretty far out, so I know that I got to drive out.
For
and
sure.
As long as I know the area and it's my market expertise, I'll be there.
For sure. Yeah. One of the things is this, whenever you meet with someone, you pretty much secure that client.
Mm-hmm.
They've met you.
Yeah.
You've heard them. They've heard you. Mm-hmm. They've seen you. They feel really bad not to use you at that point. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh my gosh, I met them. I got to use them,
Yeah. And sometimes they don't even close or they don't even purchase anything until in 6 months or a year. So it's not like, oh, like I just went to the appointment and that's it. No, there's a lot of little steps that, like there's sometimes like.
How do you follow up? Like
text messages, phone calls, and everything.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, I will say that I can tend to be a little bit bad about follow-ups, but I reach out to them. It just depends on how motivated they look.
Gotcha.
Because there's a lot of people that like drag me around.
Window shoppers.
yes, and they don't do the steps that they need to do, and I'm like, okay, like if you're not doing these steps, you're not gonna sign the offer when it comes time to it, because you can't even do these one or two steps.
Yeah.
So it's also that, like, I need to, I appreciate my time a lot with my family, and it's not, I don't have it every single day. So I feel like after a certain amount of time, if I see that they're not serious, I stop. And I show with a pre-approval letter, because I feel like also for sellers, like I can go show them houses,
Yeah.
but as sellers that are living in the property, to be respectful to them, hey, I need to make sure that you qualify for this
For
loan
sure.
and that you're good to go. So, and I always tell them that, hey, the reason we're doing this is, one, this property is owner occupied. I don't want to waste the seller's time. And two, I don't want to show you a house that you're not going to be able to purchase, and then you're going to be upset because that's not the house you could
So
get.
true. Yep.
So before we even start looking at properties, let's see what you qualify for and what you're comfortable with, because what you qualify for and what you're comfortable with is very different.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to make the payment for them. They are, and I want to make sure they make the best decision
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. Okay. So new agents, you heard it. Open houses. Get on social media. Okay. We're in 2025. If you're not on social media, you're not gonna have a business. Okay. And number 3 is running ads to bring awareness to your business, to your brand. Okay, Dulce, we are gonna start landing the plane here. This has been, but
I'm like, what is that? Oh, yeah.
this has been one of my favorite podcasts. Malachi, what do you think? Amazing, huh? Okay, okay. So in 2025, okay, the current market we're in, how would you encourage people wanting to purchase a house?
They're going to be ready when they are. So just, reach out to a professional, like, and
Reach out to Dulce, everybody.
Yeah, and see if you're ready, because I purchased our first house during COVID time when everybody told you not to. If I feel ready, I'm gonna purchase right. Then later on, we built our house when the rates were at 7%. We still have a 7% rate that we need to refinance, but
Yeah.
we knew we were ready then, so we went ahead and took the step. Imagine waiting on a house that you love just because you feel like the rates are gonna drop and it doesn't, and then now you missed out on your dream
good.
home.
So good.
Like, if it's for you and you're ready for it, go for it.
Yeah. So buy your house when you're ready.
When you're ready.
Don't depend on what the market's doing,
And
because
don't
the market's
dictate your
always gonna.
family, because
Yeah.
your family, I see it a lot. Families tend to discourage people, and I'm like, okay, do they have a house of their own? No. Okay, then maybe you shouldn't listen to them.
Yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
you're more now, of course, and making sure that they get a good home, and that the when you do the comparative market analysis, that it's in a good area and the price is good, then that's also important.
I love it.
And I always tell them, hey, in the market, when you have to overbid, if you're not ready, don't do it. Then that's the time when I'm like, okay, you can wait if you don't have that extra cash to overbid.
Yeah.
But buy when you're ready.
Okay. Last words of encouragement here. Dulce, how would you encourage that agent that's like, man, I want to quit?
Well, that was me too. I wanted to quit, and I felt like I was living to pay the monthly and quarterly dues for real estate, but it gets better, and your time will come. And my time didn't come until like the third, fourth year. I mean, 2024
Wow.
was my good year,
Yeah.
and then this year is better than
So you
2024.
stuck with it.
So I stuck
You
with
stayed
it.
consistent.
I stayed consistent. It's like a relationship. You can stay with a toxic man for a couple of years
Oh
and fix him.
no. No.
You can stick.
Leave.
You can stick to it in business. And I know plenty of people that stay.
Hey, leave that toxic man, okay?
Hey, sometimes you can fix them
Oh man.
if they're consistent enough. You gotta mold them.
Look at this. One of my favorite things about Dulce is this: your grit, your focus, and your consistency. But most of all, I mean, I can tell your passion in everything you do. You're passionate about what you do and who you serve. Dulce, it was so much fun having you on.
Thank you.
It's crazy how fast it flies by, right?
Yeah.
You're like, wait a second,
I
we're
know.
done. It's like,
I know.
it's been an hour almost. Okay, so how do people find you and where do they find you?
Yes, I have Facebook. I have Instagram. Dulce Garcia Realtor is for Facebook. For Instagram is Dulce_DFW Realtor. And I also have a website that it's doing great. So recommend a website. It's www.dulcesalesdfw.com.
Okay,
Oh, and my phone number.
DulceSalesDFW.com. Is your phone number on your Instagram?
Yes.
Okay, so
everywhere.
hit her up and
Have
so
to.
on. Dulce, it was a joy having you on. Thanks so much for making time, stopping by.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
You're awesome.